All right, I have no idea if this is working. So if it is, someone let me know. Let me know in the comments, so I'm not just chatting to myself like a mad woman. Let me know if you can hear me, if you can see me, if everything's okay. And then once I know that it's all okay, I will start doing the quiz. Gonna leave it a couple of minutes anyway to see if other people want to join. But for now, if someone can just give me the go ahead, that I know that I can be heard. I mean, I know at least Ryan is watching, and he's not giving me any sort of indication that he can hear me, so I'm not sure if my mic is on. Let me just check if it is. I can see myself. I kind of hope that meant everyone else could see me too, but oh, we're good. Okay, I've got a few people now. Hear you, able to hear you, we can hear you. Great. Okay, so everyone can hear me, everyone can see me, which is fabulous. So, right. Brief explanation. I know a lot of you are gonna have been here before, so I probably don't need to, but I'm gonna just point out a few rules here. So this is a musical theatre quiz. I have done a musical theatre quiz before, just not on YouTube. I did it on Facebook instead. It's a different quiz. It's not the same one for those of you that joined me on Facebook that time. So yeah, it's a different quiz. It's about musical theatre, and there's 5 different rounds. So be prepared for different styles of questions. I'm aware I've got my glasses on. I've got a ring light, so you can these little rings in my eyes. So I'm really sorry about that. But otherwise, I'm just too dark and you can't see me. So I am going to do each round separately. We'll have a little recap after each round. And I will not be doing the answers until the end of the whole quiz. I'm not going to do one round of questions and then the answers. I don't want to do it like that. So all 50 questions and then all 50 answers. As I've said, there are 50, 10 in each round, 5 rounds. So that is how it's going to work. A couple of rules: no Googling, because I mean, that's just ruins it for you. And please don't put your answers in the chat or in any sort of comments, just because people who don't want to see the answers are going to be kind of upset by that. And also, if you put them in the comments, people that are catching up are not going to be able to do it fairly either. Looking like a queen today. Thanks. I've decided to dress like I was backstage in a show, because this is how I would dress. I'm a little bit extra. Every time I'm backstage in a show, I obviously have to wear all black, but I do add a little bit of a red lip because it makes me feel stagey. So yeah, and I'm wearing winged eyeliner for the first time in a long time. So that's cute. Oh, you guys are so lovely to me. Thanks, Brian. Okay, so I reckon we crack on with the quiz, and if anyone pops in a little bit late, I'll do a recap of the question at the end of each round anyway, so I think we'll be fine to crack on. Right, round number 1, we have places in musicals. So musical locations. The question's all about places in different musicals. Now, please bear in mind, I don't know every musical ever. So there will be some questions that are using the same musicals throughout the quiz, because they're the ones that I know quite a lot about, or they're just popular questions. So don't be surprised if you see repeats of musicals. So round 1, places in musicals. Here we go. Question 1. What is the name of the speakeasy in Bugsy Malone? Number 1, what is the name of the speakeasy in Bugsy Malone? Callum, I expect you to get this right. I paid you money. What is the name of the speakeasy in Bugsy Malone? Okay, question number 2. In Book of Mormon, to which African country do the missionaries get sent? In the Book of Mormon, to which African country do the missionaries get sent? I only know the answer to that because I heard it in a musical theatre quiz a few weeks ago. I wouldn't have known that myself. Question number 3. What is the name of the university at which Elphaba and Glinda meet in Wicked? What is the name of the university at which Elphaba and Glinda meet in Wicked? Keep seeing the view count kind of go up and back down again. So if anyone has joined us and has missed the first few questions, I will be repeating them at the end of the round. Number 4. Come From Away is set in which country? Bonus point if you can name the town. So Come From Away is set in which country? And you get an extra bonus point if you can name the town. Number 5. Which of the rival gangs in West Side Story is from Puerto Rico? Which of the rival gangs in West Side Story is from Puerto Rico? Number 6. The Full Monty is set in which British town? The Full Monty is set in which British town? Number 7. Shrek the Musical includes a song called Welcome to blank. Shrek the Musical includes a song called Welcome to and a place name. Number 8. Rodgers and Hammerstein wrote a 1943 musical that is named after an American state. Name that musical / state. I'm going to put a reminder, please do not put the answers in the chat. Please don't put the answers in the chat, because if you do that, it ruins it for everybody else. Please don't put the answers in the chat. Number 9. Which country do the Von Trapp family travel to at the end of Sound of Music? Which country do the Von Trapp family travel to at the end of The Sound of Music? And number 10. Which musical, which is also the name of the city in which Walt Disney was born, opened its first Broadway production in 1975? Which musical, which is also the name of the city in which Walt Disney was born, opened its first Broadway production in 1975? Either you've got to be very good at musicals to know which Broadway production opened in 1975, or you've got to have good Disney knowledge to know to know which city Walt Disney was born in. So, right, I'm going to do a quick run through because I've had a few viewers go up in the first round. So I'm going to do a run through of round 1 again. Round 1 is places in musicals. So number 1, what is the name of the speakeasy in Bugsy Malone? Number 2, in Book of Mormon, to which African country do the missionaries get sent? Number 3, what is the name of the university at which Elphaba and Glinda meet in Wicked? Number 4, Come From Away is set in which country? And a bonus point if you can name the town. Number 5, which of the rival gangs in West Side Story are from Puerto Rico? The Full Monty is set in which town? Shrek the Musical includes a song called Welcome to... ... Rodgers and Hammerstein wrote a 1943 musical named after an American state. Name that musical. Number 9, which country did the Von Trapp family travel to at the end of The Sound of Music? And number 10, which musical, which is also the name of a city in which Walt Disney was born, opened its first Broadway production in 1975? Those are your round 1 questions. That will be out of 11 points if you are one of those people that likes to be organised before they start answering things. That will be out of 11 because it's 10 questions and then 1 bonus question. Okie dokie. I am going to move on to round 2. Round 2. Some of these, if you're not like a massive musicals fan, some of these might be hard. But then again, I was testing them on Mum, who doesn't really know modern musicals and knows a lot about old musicals, so she wasn't a particularly fair audience. So we will see. We will see if you find them hard or easy. Here we go. Round number 2. It is actors in musicals. Actors in musicals. Number 1. Who was the first actor to play Jean Valjean in Les Miserables in both Broadway and West End? Hang on a moment. Give me a moment. I've got to think. So for number 6, apparently, I did not know this, I apologise. Number 6 for round 1, which was the Full Monty is set in which British town, I didn't realise that the musical was not set in the UK. In which case, the film of the Full Monty is set in which British town? If you know the American town that the musical was set in, please feel free to put that, because I did say this was about musicals. But I don't know that, so I'm going to have to Google that in a minute. So either put the British town in which the film was based or the American town in which the musical was based. It baffles me slightly that it's a British musical, a British film, and the musical isn't British. It's a bit weird. Right, round 2. I'm going to go back to round 2. Round 2, question 1. Who was the first actor to play Jean Valjean in Les Miserables in both Broadway and West End? Number 2. This is a long one. Here we go. In Mary Poppins Returns, a lady in the street, played by Karen Dautrice, asks a grown-up Jane Banks for directions to Cherry Tree Lane. But what role did Karen Dautrice play in the original Mary Poppins film? I'll do that one again. In Mary Poppins Returns, a lady in the street, played by Karen Dautrice, asks a grown-up Jane Banks for directions to Cherry Tree Lane. But what role did Karen Dautrice play in the original Mary Poppins film? Question number 3. Who played Roxy Hart in the 2002 film version of Chicago? Who played Roxy Hart in the 2002 film version of Chicago? Number 4. What was the name of Zac Efron's character in The Greatest Showman? What was the name of Zac Efron's character in The Greatest Showman? Number 5. Which 1970s pop sensation famously went on to play the title role in Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat? Which 1970s pop sensation famously went on to play the title role in Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat? I've just been told the answer to round 1, question 6. Fine, I'm going to assume that that's a city or a town. I'm not entirely sure. It's a city, right. We're looking for a city if you're doing the American version. So, number 6. Who was the original Phantom in The Phantom of the Opera? Who was the original Phantom in The Phantom of the Opera? Number 7. Which Broadway star gives her voice to Queen Elsa of Arundel? Which Broadway star gives her voice to Queen Elsa of Arundel? Number 8. Who was the first person to play Alexander Hamilton on Broadway? Who was the first person to play Alexander Hamilton on Broadway? Number 9. What is the name of the actor who played Elton John in the 2019 musical biopic Rocket Man? What is the name of the actor who played Elton John in the 2019 musical biopic Rocket Man? Number 10. Two pop superstars starred in the 2010 film Burlesque. Name them both. You get 1 point for each, so it's a bonus point if you get both, basically. If you get one and not the other, you still get 1 point. So name both of the two pop superstars who starred in the 2010 film Burlesque. Okie dokie. So running through those answers for you. Number 1, who was the first actor to play Jean Valjean in Les Miserables in both Broadway and West End? Number 2, in Mary Poppins Returns, a lady in the street, played by Karen Dautrice, asks a grown-up Jane Banks for directions to Cherry Tree Lane. But what role did Karen Dautrice play in the original Mary Poppins film? Number 3, who played Roxy Hart in the 2002 film version of Chicago? Number 4, what was the name of Zac Efron's character in The Greatest Showman? Number 5, which 1970s pop sensation famously went on to play the title role in Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat? Number 6, who was the original Phantom in Phantom of the Opera? Number 7, which Broadway star gives her voice to Queen Elsa of Arundel? Number 8, who was the first person to play Alexander Hamilton on Broadway? Number 9, what is the name of the actor who played Elton John in the 2019 musical biopic Rocket Man? And number 10, two pop superstars starred in the 2010 film Burlesque. Name them both. Some difficult to spell surnames in this round. Yes, there are some particularly difficult names in this round. I do apologise, particularly that final question. I don't think I spelled it right on my answer sheet, so I think you'll all be fine. Right, that one is also out of 11 because you have the bonus point for the final question. The rest of them are out of 10. Round 3 is a lyrics round. So the first 5 questions will be fill in the blank. I will leave a blank space in the line somewhere and you have to fill it in with which words you believe it is. And the next 5 will be finish the lyric. So you're going to be filling in the blanks at the end, basically. So round number 3, question 1, fill in the blank. I will give you the word blank as many times as there are blank spaces. So if there's 2 blank spaces, I'll just say blank blank. So number 1, some say eat or blank blank. Some say live and let live. Some say eat or blank blank. Some say live and let live. You don't have to say what musical it's from, but if you want to, you can, and you can have like pride in your teams. Some say eat or blank blank. Some say live and let live. Number 2. I'm gonna blank 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 and roll my stockings down. I'm gonna blank 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 and roll my stockings down. I've just received a notification to say my connection is unstable. I don't know if anyone missed anything. The last thing I did was question number 2. I'm going to blank, blank, blank and roll my stockings down, but just had a thing pop up to say that my connection was unstable. So I don't know if anyone missed anything. If you did, please do let me know, and I will repeat. But it seems to be that everyone's fine. No one's saying anything. This is good. Okay. So number 3 of fill in the blank. You've got clap hands, blank, 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 bang it on a big bass drum. Clap hands, blank, 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 bang it on a big bass drum. Number 4. Shang-a-lang, feel the blank, blank, blank in the air. Shang-a-lang, feel the blank, blank, blank in the air. Number 5. Nighttime sharpens blank each sensation. Nighttime sharpens blank each sensation. Okay, so 6 to 10 is going to be finish the lyric. I will give you the amount of words that you need to finish the lyric with. So, number 6. Purple and white and pink and orange and one word, blank. Purple and white and pink and orange and blank, one word. Number 7. You'll understand what happiness is. Look a new day, blank, blank, 2 words. You'll understand what happiness is. Look a new day, blank, blank. Number 8. What a very special time for me. What a lady, blank, blank, blank. 3 words. What a very special time for me. What a lady, blank, blank, blank. 3 words on that one. Number 9. I'm going to blame my mother for this one. This was her choice of song. Love me or leave me, make your choice, but believe me, I love you. And then you have to do 10 words after that. 10. Love me or leave me, make your choice, but believe me, I love you, blank, 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 blank. 10 words. This was her input to my quiz. And number 10, there is a room that's full of toys. There are 100 blank, blank, blank. There is a room that's full of toys. There are 100 blank, blank, blank. I'm going to run through all of them again for you. Number 1, some say eat or blank, blank. Some say live and let live. Number 2, I'm going to blank, blank, blank and roll my stockings down. Number 3, clap hands, blank, 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 bang it on a big bass drum. Number 4, shang-a-lang, feel the blank, blank, blank in the air. Number 5, nighttime sharpens blank each sensation. Number 6, purple and white and pink and orange and blank. Number 7, you'll understand what happiness is. Look a new day, blank, blank. Number 8, what a very special time for me. What a lady, blank, blank, blank. Number 9, love me or leave me, make your choice, but believe me, I love you, blank, 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 blank. Number 10, there is a room that's full of toys, there are 100, blank, blank, blank. They were your lyrics questions. That is out of 10 for those of you that all want to know. There's no like points per word or anything like that. It's just if you get it right, you get a point. If you don't, you don't. Round number 4, 2 characters, 1 musical. So 2 characters, 1 musical. I'm going to give you obviously 2 characters, and you give me the musical that they are from. They are not necessarily the famous characters. So just putting your musical knowledge to the test. Here we go. Question number 1. Reno Sweeney and Billy Crocker. Reno Sweeney and Billy Crocker. I suppose it's going to be Reno. Reno Sweeney. Reno Sweeney. I'm not really sure. Reno Sweeney and Billy Crocker. Number 2. Bombularina, Jenny Anydots. Bombularina, Jenny Anydots. Number 3. Velma Kelly and Amos Hart. Velma Kelly, Amos Hart. Number 4. Barnaby Tucker, Cornelius Hackle. Barnaby Tucker, Cornelius Hackle. Number 5. Mr. Brownlow, Mrs. Sowerberry. Well, possibly Sowerberry, but I think it's Sowerberry. Mr. Brownlow, Mrs. Sowerberry. Number 6. Nessa Bock. Nessa Bock. Number 7. Bert and Winifred. Bert and Winifred. Number 8. Reuben, Gad. Reuben, Gad. Number 9. Megajiri, Piangi. Megajiri, Piangi. And number 10, Nala, Zazu. Nala, Zazu. I'm going to go through my 2 characters, 1 musical round once more, just for those of you that might have missed any. Number 1, Reno or Reno Sweeney and Billy Crocker. Number 2, Bombularina and Jenny Anydots. Number 3, Velma Kelly, Amos Hart. Number 4, Barnaby Tucker, Cornelius Hackle. Number 5, Mr. Brownlow, Mrs. Sowerberry. Number 6, Nessa Bock. Number 7, Bert Winifred. Number 8, Reuben Gad. Number 9, Megajiri Piangi. Number 10, Nala Zazu. I hope you got all of them. Last round is the miscellaneous round. It's basically the round I do every quiz because there's always questions that I come up with that don't fit into any other rounds. So I just kind of put them at the end. So this is the miscellaneous round because it just didn't have any other category to fit into. I'm hoping you can all still hear me. Everyone's got very quiet on the chat, so I'm hoping that everyone can still hear me, see me. I'm not buffering or anything like that. I say hopefully. Right, so round 5, miscellaneous. Here we go. Question number 1. In which musical would you find a dog called Sandy? In which musical would you find a dog called Sandy? So apparently Ryan has gone quiet because he's just crying at how bad they're doing. Thought you knew musicals. Why am I marrying you? Number 2. Which of Henry VIII's wives sings Heart of Stone in 6? Which of Henry VIII's wives sings Heart of Stone in 6? You have a 1 out of 6 chance of getting it right, providing you know all 6 of the wives. Number 3. The musical Honk is based on which classic children's fairy tale? The musical Honk is based on which classic children's fairy tale? Number 4. What is the name of the sequel to Phantom of the Opera? Number 4. What is the name of the sequel to Phantom of the Opera? Number 5. Possibly one of my favourite quiz questions ever. What links James Bond and Chitty Chitty Bang Bang? What links James Bond and Chitty Chitty Bang Bang? I feel like this is the sort of thing that Carol will know. Carol, I expect you to know it. If you don't, I'll be surprised. Just seems like a very Carol fact. What links James Bond and Chitty Chitty Bang Bang? Number 6. Who wrote the original story of Les Miserables that the musical was based on? Get your words out, Emily. Who wrote the original story of Les Miserables that the musical was based on? See, Carol. I knew Carol would know it. I knew it. Number 7. How many colours are there in Joseph's coat according to the song? Rach, you know this because it was in your quiz a few weeks ago. How many colours are there in Joseph's coat according to the song? Actually, no, I'm not going to do number 8 yet because you might still be counting. You either know it and you'll be counting, or you don't know it at all and it'll be a complete guess. Number 8. Who is the villain in Oliver? Who is the villain in Oliver? Number 9. What is the name of Evan Hansen's supposed pen pal? What is the name of Evan Hansen's supposed pen pal? Number 10. The Band is a 2017 jukebox musical that uses songs from which UK pop group? The Band is a 2017 jukebox musical that uses songs from which UK pop group? That was your final question. Okay, round 5 recap for you. Number 1, in which musical would you find a dog called Sandy? Number 2, which of Henry VIII's wives sings Heart of Stone in 6? The musical Honk is based on which classic children's fairy tale? Number 4, what is the name of the sequel to Phantom of the Opera? Number 5, what links James Bond and Chitty Chitty Bang Bang? Number 6, who wrote the original story of Les Miserables that the musical was based on? Number 7, how many colours are there in Joseph's coat according to the song? Number 8, who is the villain in Oliver? Number 9, what is the name of Evan Hansen's supposed pen pal? And number 10, The Band is a 2017 jukebox musical that uses songs from which pop group? Right, that is it. Those are your 50 questions. It's what I did this afternoon while I was sat in a house for 3 hours waiting for a parcel to be delivered. How fun. Right, so I'll give you a few mementos just to gather up your thoughts, maybe go through any answers that you've missed. If you need any repeats, please do put them down in the comments here. I'll give you all a few seconds to prepare yourselves for how well you've done, or in Ryan's case, apparently how bad you've done. Okay, I'm not getting any requests for repeats, so I think we're going to crack on. So, round 1 was places in musicals. Round 1, question 1, the name of the speakeasy in Bugsy Malone. Fat Sam's Grand Slam. Or Fat Sam's will be acceptable. It's not always got the Grand Slam at the end, but Fat Sam's Grand Slam is just beautiful. So that is that, Fat Sam's Grand Slam. Number 2, in the Book of Mormon, to which African country do the missionaries get sent? It is Uganda. Uganda is where they go. I don't know the context. I don't know if there's a song about it. I really don't know anything about Book of Mormon, apart from apparently it's hilarious. And the only thing I know is that everyone has the word elder before their name, and they go to Uganda. So there you go. If anyone wants to educate me on Book of Mormon, please feel free. Number 3. What is the name of the university at which Elphaba and Glinda meet in Wicked? It is Shiz. There's been some confusion over rooming here at Shiz. That's it. I know you didn't sign up for me to sing every song that includes the words in my quiz, but this is how it's working. Just chill. Number 4, Come From Away is set in which country? And a bonus point if you can name the town. It is set in Canada, and the town is called Gander. I did not know the town was called Gander until I googled it earlier. It's Canada for 1 point, Gander for an extra point. Also, Pat family, I'd be really interested to know if Carol is playing by herself and it's the girls together, or if it's Carol by herself and you are individuals. This matters to the scoring in my mind. Number 5, which of the rival gangs in West Side Story are from Puerto Rico? It is the Sharks. The Sharks are from Puerto Rico. The Jets are from New York, I assume. Also, Callum and Ryan, are you individuals or are you team? I feel like you'll be team. Chloe is teamed up to help. Help. Hinder. Number 6, the Full Monty is set in which British town? Now, obviously, we had this confusion earlier. I did not realise that the musical was American. So, Ryan's just said Carol doesn't need help. Carol wins all of my quizzes, so no, she doesn't need any help. Thanks, Chloe. So, Full Monty is set in, the film is set in Sheffield. So if you put Sheffield, you would be correct. If you put Buffalo, which is a city in New York, Buffalo is a city in New York. If you put Buffalo, you are also correct. So Sheffield or Buffalo. I've learned something. Thank you, Carol. I did not know that Full Monty Musical was not set in Sheffield. Number 7, Shrek the Musical includes a song called Welcome to Duloc. Welcome to Duloc, such a perfect town. If we have some rules, let us lay them down. It's really annoying, but it's super cute. It's in the film as well. If you haven't seen the musical, you might have got that because it's in the film. Number 8, Rodgers and Hammerstein wrote a 1943 musical that is named after an American state. Name that musical. It is, of course, Oklahoma. You get a bonus point if you put an exclamation mark. Number 9, which country do the Von Trapp family travel to at the end of The Sound of Music? It is Switzerland. They travel from Austria into the mountains to Switzerland. You don't get a point if you said Austria, because they live in Austria. Number 10, which musical, which is also the name of the city in which Walt Disney was born, opened its first Broadway production in 1975? That was Chicago. Chicago was the production and where Walt Disney was born. Okie dokie, that should be out of 11. Or actually, I've just given you a bonus point if you put an exclamation mark for Oklahoma, so I guess it could be out of 12. So out of 12, how many did everybody get? Send me some dates in the comments. You got 8, Kat's got 7. Oh, Kat doesn't win right now. She's not winning. Oh, Fiona McFarlane got 11. Ryan and Callum got 7. This is good. The other name in the Bombalurina question was Jenny Anydots. Ryan, just answering that for you. James Sullivan got 8. I'm really hoping that Fiona McFarlane and James Sullivan are the two people on Instagram that I think they are. Because this is going to be really embarrassing if they're not. But I think I know who you are. Okay, I'm just going to leave it there because I don't want to say who I think you are, otherwise it's going to be super awkward. So, round 2, actors in musicals. Number 1, the first actor to play Valjean in Les Miserables in both Broadway and West End is... Fiona's like, I am. Is Colm Wilkinson, who controversially I think is the best Valjean there has ever been. I don't know why that's controversial, because he was the OG Valjean, so like, yeah, he is the best, in my opinion. But everyone else is Alfie Boe, and I don't understand that at all because he's nowhere near as good. John Owen Jones is better than Alfie Boe. So number 2, in Mary Poppins Returns, Karen Dautrice asks a grown-up Jane Banks for directions to Cherry Tree Lane. Karen Dautrice in the original Mary Poppins film played Jane Banks. So she came back to Mary Poppins Returns having played small Jane Banks in the original film. Jane Banks is your answer. Number 3, who played Roxy Hart in the 2002 film version of Chicago? It was Renee Zellweger. Renee Zellweger was the original. The original Roxy Hart in that one film. Number 4, hardcore Alfie Boe stan, but John Owen Jones is the best. I say I'm not hardcore at all. I think he's a bit, but John Owen Jones is very good, as he is my second Valjean. Zac Efron's character in The Greatest Showman is Philip Carlyle. Philip Carlyle. Now, Mum has seen that film and she couldn't remember his name. She went. She knew he was in it, but couldn't tell me his name. Philip Carlyle was Zac Efron's character. Number 5, the 1970s pop sensation that went on to play the title role in Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat was Donny Osmond. It was Donny Osmond. If you put Jason Donovan, you are wrong, because he wasn't a 1970s pop sensation. He was a 1980s/90s. So 1970s was Donny Osmond, and he is the best Joseph. Don't at me. He was the best Joseph. Number 6, who was the original Phantom in the Phantom of the Opera? It was Michael Crawford. Michael Crawford was the original Phantom. And if you saw Andrew Lloyd Webber's stream of Phantom of the Opera a few weeks back, you'll have seen Michael Crawford come out at the end in that big kind of celebration, and it was all very cute. Number 7, the Broadway star that gives her voice to the Queen Elsa of Arendelle is, of course, Idina Menzel, the Broadway queen. That is Idina Menzel. Number 8, who was the first person to play Alexander Hamilton on Broadway? Lin-Manuel Miranda. He is that guy who's like, I'm going to write a show, I'm going to star in that show, and you're all going to love me because of it. Yes, Rachel, you get that point. Absolutely, you do get that point for putting Adele Dazeem. What a classic moment in history. Oh, that's so funny. Adele Dazeem. Yeah, so Lin-Manuel Miranda was number 8. Sorry, I was distracted by Adele Dazeem. Number 9, Elton John in the musical biopic of Rocket Man was Taron Egerton. Egerton? I want to say Egerton. I think Egerton sounds a bit weird. I think it's Edgerton. I'm not sure, but Taron Egerton is how you say it. I know his face, but just not how to say his name. And number 10, the 2 pop superstars that were in the 2010 film Burlesque were Cher and Christina Aguilera. Ryan, I expect you to get that question correct. Cher and Christina Aguilera. Tot up for round number 2. It will be out of 11. Let me know what you got. See how well you did on actors in musicals. 9. Oh, Ryan and Callum. Good job. Carol 10, Rach 9, James 7. This is okay. This is all good. Any more? Any more for any more? Anyone? Anyone else? Anyone else? No. Okay, so number Ryan, it goes very downhill from here though. Well, there we go. So number 3, fill in the lyrics. You only get, as I said before, Fiona got 11, but about to go lower on lyrics. So number 3, sorry, round number 3, you only get 1 point for getting all the lyrics right. You don't get like a point per lyric. So number 1, some say eat or blank blank, some say live and let live. It is be eaten. Some say eat or be eaten, some say live or let live. It's from the Circle of Life. Some say eat or be eaten. Some say live. Wow, 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 but the sun rolling high. Wow, there's blood. Yeah, that. Number 2, I'm gonna blank, blank, blank and roll my stockings down. I'm gonna rouge my knees and roll my stockings down. Boom, 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 boom. And all that jazz. It is from All That Jazz. It's rouge my knees. They were your 3 words. Rouge my knees. It's from All That Jazz from Chicago. Number 3, clap hands. Blank, 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 banging on a big bass drum. That is clap hands, stamp your feet, banging on a big bass drum. It is from my all-time favourite musical in the world ever, Half a Sixpence. It is Flash Bang Wallop. So your words were stamp your feet. They were the words you were looking for. Ryan, if you didn't get that, I'm not marrying you. Number 4, shang-a-lang, feel the blank, blank, blank in the air. Shang-a-lang, feel the Sturm und Drang in the air, yeah, 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 yeah. It is from Little Shop of Horrors. Sturm und Drang are the words you were looking for, which is thunder and lightning in German. Sturm und Drang. It's from the song Little Shop of Horrors from Little Shop of Horrors. Number 5, nighttime sharpens blank each sensation. Heightens. Nighttime sharpens, heightens each sensation. It is Music of the Night from Phantom of the Opera. Heightens. That is your word. Number 6, purple and white and pink and orange and blue. It is the colours of Joseph's coat, and it's the last little chunk. I thought I'd do the last chunk because it might make it easier for some of you. But I just picked a bit in the middle. Not sure you'd have been happy about that. Purple and white and pink and orange and blue. Blue. Number 7. Oh, apparently James did really bad in this round. Sorry. Number 7 is, you'll understand what happiness is. Look, a new day, blank, blank. You understand what happiness is. Look, a new day has begun. It is has begun from memory from Cats. Look, a new day has begun. Those are your words. Has begun. Number 8. What a very special time for me. What a lady, blank, blank, blank. It was What a Night. What a very special time for me. What a lady, what a night. It's just a banger. December 63 from Jersey Boys. Number 9. Love me or leave me, make your choice, but believe me, I love you. 10 words. Just Mum's choice. Love me or leave me, make your choice, but believe me, I love you. I do, I do, I do, I do, I do, I do, I do. It's I do, I do, I do, I do, I do from Mamma Mia. I think it's just called I do, I do, I do. But basically, you've got I do 5 times. That was your 10 words. Number 10. There is a room that's full of toys. There are 100 boys and girls. It's the most irritating line in the whole of Les Mis. There is a room that's full of toys. There are 100 boys and girls. Why did they not go? There is a room that's full of toys. There are 100 girls and boys. Because it's just the most frustrating thing in the whole musical. So boys and girls was the line you were looking for. It's from Castle on a Cloud from Les Mis. Tot up your lyric scores. A lot of you have said you wouldn't do very well on this, so I'm interested to see what you got. I'm awaiting scores. Oh, 5, 7, 8. That's all right. I mean, at least Rachel. Oh, 4. Oh, yeah. I mean, that's a struggle. It's a hard life. At least Rachel put, the most obvious answer. Number 6. Number 6. This is good. So you got 6, 4, 7, 8, 5. It's not too bad. Right, round 4. 2 characters, 1 musical. Number 1, Reno Sweeney or Reno Sweeney and Billy Crocker. They were from Anything Goes. Anything Goes. Number 2, Bombula and Jenny Anydots are both Cats from Cats. Number 3, Velma Kelly and Amos Hart are from Chicago. Number 4, Barnaby Tucker and Cornelius Hackle are from Hello Dolly. Number 5, Mrs. Brownlow and Mrs. Sowerberry are from Oliver. Number 6, Nessa and Bock. I spelled it with a Q, and I'm not sure if it is with a Q. I feel like it is. They are from Wicked. Number 7, Bert and Winifred are both from Mary Poppins. Number 8, Reuben and Gad are both brothers from Joseph. Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. They're both 2 of his brothers. Number 9, Meg Giry and Piangi are from Phantom of the Opera. I had to make sure that I picked a character that was specific to Phantom of the Opera because its sequel also has Meg Giry in it. So I needed to make sure that I picked Piangi because he is only in the first one, not in the second. And number 10, Nala and Zazu are from The Lion King. Hopefully, more of you got that last one because that's a nice one. So that's out of 10. 10 if you got the right answer. Let me know what you got. 6. Okay, this is good. That was all right. Interested to know what your answers are going to be later, so make sure you take a picture and send them to me. 6 and 7, pretty decent. 4 again. James, you're consistent. So, I mean, there's nothing wrong with consistency. Right. 10! Oh, what? Fiona McFarlane, look at you go. You're an ace at characters, obviously. I love how much, Rach, you know me. I just thought I put half a sixpence for all the ones I didn't know because I thought it would work for one of them. No, there was no half a sixpence going on there. Right, number one of round 5, miscellaneous round. Here we go. In which musical would you find a dog called Sandy? It is Annie. Annie is her dog. She sings tomorrow, tomorrow with the dog. And it's great. Which of Henry VIII's wives sings Heart of Stone in Six, the musical? It is Jane Seymour. Jane Seymour. You had 1 in 6 chance of getting it right if you didn't know the answer. So maybe someone knew it. Number 3, the musical Honk is based on which classic children's fairy tale? It is The Ugly Duckling. The Ugly Duckling. It's kind of a cute musical. It's also kind of lame, but it's cute. Number 4, the name of the sequel to Phantom of the Opera is Love Never Dies. Love Never Dies. It was on a few weeks ago on the Andrew Lloyd Webber YouTube streams, and has actually made its way into my top 5 musicals now. I thought it was banging. Number 6, cracking question. Here we go. Number 6. What links James Bond with Chitty Chitty Bang Bang? They are written by the same person. They're the same author. The same person wrote the story, which was Ian Fleming. Ian Fleming wrote both Chitty Chitty Bang Bang and the James Bond stories. Who wrote the original story of Les Miserables that the musical was based on? It was Victor Hugo. If you joined my Disney quiz a few weeks ago, you will have seen me ask who wrote Hunchback of Notre Dame, which was also Victor Hugo. And then I said afterwards, oh, and also he wrote Les Mis, ha 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 ha, and actually ended up including it in this quiz. So if you were listening, you'd have known that. How many colours are there in Joseph's coat? There are 29 colours. If you wish for me to name them, I will, but I'm not going to do it unless someone asks me to. Number 8. The villain in Oliver is Bill Sikes. Bill Sikes, he gets his comeuppance in the end. Number 9. What is the name of Evan Hansen's supposed pen pal? It's Connor Murphy. Connor Murphy was the name of his person he was writing his letters to. And number 10. The Band is a 2017 jukebox musical that uses the songs from which UK pop group? It was Take That. Apparently it was popular, but I never saw it anywhere ever. So I don't know who found it popular. I don't know if any of you have seen it, but I just didn't see it appear anywhere. I knew it was happening, but it didn't just didn't happen. So Take That was the answer to the last one. If you tot up your answers for round number 5 out of 10, send them to me and then let me know what you got overall. As with all of my quizzes, there is no winner. It's just someone will have the highest points. And they can deem themselves a winner if they wish. We don't get anything, just fun. Ryan's put ouch. I don't know if that means that he did really badly or if I said something insulting. I'm not sure. Oh, 3, 8, 9, 9. Right, so we have Fiona McFarlane, 47, Rach, 38, Carol and Bit Chloe, 41. This is all right. This is okay. So Fiona, you have beaten Carol off the top spot. Ryan and Callum got 30. $28. This is not bad. This is not bad at all. I mean, all of you got over half. So fab. The fact that Fiona got 47 out of 53 is pretty darn good. So, I mean, good job. Good job for that. Thanks for joining me, everybody, and those of you that weren't chatting along as well. And I might do another one next week. I'll probably give you more notice if I do another one next. Much fun. Do again. I'll give you more notice. I only told everyone this morning that I was going to do one this week, but I might do another one next week for banter. So if I do, I will see you again. If not, I will see you at some other time. Have a great week, everybody. Bye bye.